Hi, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. It's been too long. It's been way, way, way too long. Way too long. I miss you all. I miss this practice that we have every week together. I'm happy to be back. I hope you guys are happy to be back as well. If this is your first time here for whatever reason, hi, I am Soleil. I am, I'm so tired, I forgot. I am your weekly reader. I do this every week. I am Coven Mother of Vision Adontor. I am the facilitator and the founder of the Charm School Mentorship Program. And I'm a dope bitch straight up out of Oakland. So I'm here to give you the weekly forecast. These typically happen on Sundays, but I needed to take my braids out. That's why this is up. Y'all know the drill. I hope you guys are all enjoying yourselves this Sunday. Hope you had a fantastic Easter. Hi, Mama Ware, I miss you. If you celebrate Easter, hope you had a fantastic Easter. If you don't celebrate Easter, I still hope you allowed yourself to, not ruminate, but reflect over the role of resurrection in your life. The areas in which you have had some sort of renewal, some sort of rejuvenation, and the areas where you need it, right? I think even if you don't celebrate Easter, it's a good practice to really reflect on that message during this time. Anyway, enough about Easter. Hope you guys had a great 420. I had an amazing one. That's why it took me almost 12 hours to take down my hair when it should have only taken 4. Because I definitely celebrated the holiday. I hope you all did as well. Hi, Sylvia. So we're going to just get right into it. Again, I was not here last week. I had scissors all over, just all kind of things. I had my retreat last week in Houston, Texas, and it went beautifully. It went absolutely beautifully. No notes. God really came through. The ancestors came through. It was beautiful. Shout out to my godchildren. They came through. If you are looking to get Reiki sessions, but you do not have anyone in your area, and you are not booking with Lovana, or you are not booking with Brotal or Aja, I don't know what to tell you. Gifted hands, very, very touched and blessed women. So get your Reiki sessions. Definitely reach out to them if you need the support. But it was beautiful. I'm deeply, deeply happy. I cannot wait until next year when we are in Sedona and seeing what Arizona has in store for us. But enough about that. Let me hit these cards because it's been 2 weeks since we've seen each other. And I wanted to make sure I got on here Monday because my birthday is later this week. And I wasn't even gonna lie to y'all and be like, no, I'm not gonna lie to y'all and be like I'm doing anything productive once my birthday rolls around. I'm not. If it is not shopping or being spoiled and reminded of how great I am, I don't have time for it after Tuesday because it is my birthday week. So, but we're gonna get into the reading. We're gonna, like we always do, start with the general and then roll into the other questions. For the week, love, health, wealth, etc. The things that matter, the things we care about, right? Please feel free to share this link. Please feel free to tune in if you would like to. Actually, let me share this with one more group of people that I think would like to be present. I have so many groups that I get confused occasionally. Hold on a second. All right. I hate being on my phone on the lives. Try to do that before I get on here, but let's see. Let's go ahead and get into the week. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits, walk with me. Elevated ancestors, dear God. What wisdom does the collective need about the week of April 21st through the 28th? Please give us insight into the nature of the lessons, blessings, challenges, breakthroughs that lie, oh wow, okay, lie ahead of us over the next 7 days. Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habit, and our environment to allow us to make the most of what lies ahead of us? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. We have 3 cards fall out. I'm still going to pull the full spread. After I'm done pulling the spread, I'll let you guys know whether or not I'm going to start with the spread. Or, hey, Toya. Hey, Asha. Hey, Mazone. Hey, JL. Hey, Ami ASMR. Thank you all for joining after my little hiatus. Let's see. I love this for us. I love this for us. Whew, okay. I think, so one of my trainers in life coaching, Sylvia High, used to always say that we get wrapped up in the doing of things when we need to be concerned with who we're being, right? Who we're being as opposed to who we're doing. Because we are human beings, not humans doing, right? And I feel like that's very much the message of this week. I think some of us are coming to realize that the things we do to run ourselves ragged and keep us busy aren't necessarily going to fulfill us emotionally. In addition to that, some of us, okay, hold on, sorry. I don't mean to do that, but there was too much. In addition to that, some of us are unable to make the progress we deeply want to because we are wrapped up in doings that are outdated, right? We are doing things out of habit. We are doing things based on dreams, vision, goals that were fed to us, or they may not have even been fed to us, but that we picked up as younger versions of ourselves that don't really have weight in the present moment. So rather than continuing to run ourselves ragged and to not have our needs met, I swear to God, my phone, let me just put it off. Let me turn it off now because that's going to make me mad. No one ever calls me until I sit on StreamYard. And so rather than running ourselves ragged with trying to chase after things that don't even represent who we are and what we want, and that are leaving us feeling dissatisfied, we need to take this time and this energy to be open to exploration, to figuring out what it is we want for ourselves through celebration, through reflection. I talked about rejuvenation and renewal earlier, but a lot of us need this because that's what's going to get us closer to the wealth and the independence that we want. It's not going to be doing things by rote. It's not going to be getting wrapped up in comparison. It's not going to be selflessly pouring ourselves into energy and efforts that we got probably from maternal figures, right? But from other people, right? Queen of Cups, the therapist, the healer, counselor, advisor, but also in her debilitation, the people pleaser, right? She can get so wrapped up in the doing and the pleasing of other people that she forgets to fill her own cup. She forgets that her vessel is of primary importance. And what does that do to her? That puts her in a space of being exhausted, being stretched thin, being on a tightrope, right? never really having her needs met, but always being busy in the doing and the pleasing of other people, right? So hope and faith are really coming up, because it's not until you know what you want that you can even have hope in the future. It's not till you have clarity on what it is you see for yourself that you can even have the desire to want different, right? So there's a lot coming up about this week in particular, about us stopping and asking ourselves, are we going after the things that really nourish us, that refill us, that rejuvenate us, or are we moving out of habit? Are we moving by rote? Are we moving in a way that is going to take us further away from our hopes and dreams? That's something that's really, really important for us to be thinking about and considering this week. Now, as we get into the spread, the first row, we have the Fool card, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. Life is kind of pushing some of us into this space where we have to be open to exploration, whether we want it or not, right? We are, and the good thing is that the majority of us are leaning into it, right? Because the Fool card is very much about leaning into it. It's about being open to the joy and the process of learning and what it brings to you, right? And there's a lot of pleasure that comes from being on the Fool's journey, as long as you do not allow your fears to consume you, right? Eight of Swords is very much a card about letting your fears run you, but it's also a card about control, right? The only reason why we have this deep fear that imprisons us is because there's something that we're not able to control, and that lack of control drives us crazy, right? And we can accidentally engage in forms of self-sabotage. We can get worked up. We can manifest the things we fear when we get freaked out over not having control, right? But the Fool is comfortable with not having control, because control is not the goal. The goal is to let the journey educate you about your path, who you are, and how it is you go after what you want, right? It's in doing this that we actually get to this space of independence, of freedom, of stability, being able to call your own shots, make your own moves, but also feeling deeply rooted in who you are, right? So the more we fight the changes that we're supposed to be open to right now, the more we take ourselves out of this delicious potential with the Nine of Pentacles to be happy and have freedom and be, stable. And the more we get locked into a cycle of fear, right? Second row, Six of Cups, Three of Cups, Moon card. Some of you guys are this way because of habits you picked up as a child. And maybe not a little kid, it could be adolescence, but there are things that are coming up that are outdated. This is old programming, right? And you may have been affirmed for moving this way when you were younger. But the thing about the Six of Cups and the nostalgia of the Six of Cups is it's not present anymore. It doesn't work for you anymore. So that's a huge part of why that dissatisfaction of the Two of Pentacles is here. Because it's like you're driving yourself crazy, doing the same thing over and over again. And I'm not going to say you're expecting new results. You're expecting old results, because you're expecting to get the same pleasure and accolades that you may have gotten in the past, but we're no longer in the past, right? Figuring out, first of all, I talked about reflection. I talked about rejuvenation. Three of Cups, although it is about celebration, you have to be aware of what you're doing in order to celebrate, right? That's another thing, going back to the Queen of Cups. Some of you guys are so busy in the doing for others, the trying to be right, the having control, that you aren't even aware of how far you come. And so you're not celebrating yourself. And even though there are people around you who are trying to remind you how far you come, you're not pausing to let them pour into your cup. They want to toast to you. They want to celebrate how far you've come. Allow yourself to have that this week, so that way you don't get wrapped up in these thoughts about feeling imprisoned, like you're not moving forward, like things aren't going the way you want them to, right? Some of you guys have gone through drastic changes in these last couple of years. And even though it hasn't brought you closer to this idea that you had about your life when you were younger, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's actually quite a good thing, and it's a blessing, But if you don't feel like it is, again, reflection. It's really important that you go inward and ask yourself why. Some of you guys are in a position where you are probably doing better socially, financially, in concrete material ways. You're doing better than the vision you used to have for yourself. But because it's not in alignment with what little you sees, you're not letting it happen for some reason. So again, really doing your shadow work, really trying to uncover why you may be feeling dissatisfied with life, even though things are going well around you, is going to be really, really important. Because if you don't look at that and you don't figure out why, all you will do is not only create the things you fear most, but you will pull on situations that get you wrapped up in busyness. And that busyness is only distraction, and it will wear you out. Spend time filling your cup, giving yourself the things you need, reminding yourself that it's okay to change. The same love you pour into other people, you need to be pouring that into yourself this week. So that is the general reading. Yes, thank you, Tracy. You have a good point. There are 19 people in the room, and I don't have 19 likes yet. So go ahead and hit that like button. If you're here, hit the like button. There's no reason not to. Hi, Berserka Magica. Thank you for joining. I know it's you, Oshu and Boulay, or whatever. I just like your YouTube name, so I prefer to say it. Hi, Miss Renee. It's good to see you. Glad to have you back. I want to get into health next. I think it'll be good to get into health next. We're in Taurus season, and I love being a Taurus. It's one of my favorite things about me. But we do also know that sometimes there can be a little bit of self-indulgence during the season. So let's see what we need to be aware of over this next week to take good care of our health and our body, okay? Miss Renee, I was absent too, so you're not the only one. I already had to I didn't necessarily apologize, I just explained my absence. I was taking care of the retreat down in Texas last week, so that's why I wasn't here. But it's good to see you, and I'm glad you made it today. Ancestors, angels, masters, spirits, walk with me. Elevated ancestors, what do we as a collective need to know in order to take care of our health holistically this week? What wisdom can you pour into us that will allow us to have balance of mind, body, and spirit over these next 7 days? What are the habits we need to release, sustain, or increase in order to have healthy mind, body, and soul? Any wisdom shared? It's deeply appreciated. Miss Renee says she feels bad, like she missed school or something. I that's interesting. I received that. I assume that that's a good thing, so I'm going to receive it. And I hope that you are able to get whatever lesson you feel like you need to gain from tonight's reading. Some people, and I say this all the time whenever I'm teaching mentorship or I'm introducing people in the early stages of my mentorship program. A lot of people love being spiritual, but they don't like the practicality of spirituality, right? There are some aspects of being spiritually aligned that don't feel sexy, but they are necessities, right? Everybody wants to do candle work. Everybody wants to do lamps. Everybody wants to take pictures of the beautiful spiritual baths they create, and all those things are necessities. But just as those are necessities, so is you sitting your ass in meditation, right? So is writing, purging, getting things out, getting them out of the head and out of the heart and onto the page and releasing them. All of those things are necessities on your spiritual walk, and they keep you deeply, deeply healthy. Very first card, Hierophant. What is in your routine that allows you to not only be spiritually healthy through prayer and meditation, but your physical health too? What are you doing? How often are you moving your body, right? Moving your body helps with spiritual breakthrough. I don't think people understand that. A lot of stagnation that's in the body can be released with just getting up and having some physical movement, right? So yeah, what are you bringing into your regimen that's allowing you to have holistic health? It's really important this week that you reflect over it, because some of the things you need to be doing are going to help you avoid embitterness, right? If you can find ways to release your pain, the things that frustrate you, the things that worry you through writing, right? Queen of Swords is the queen of writing. She's the author. She is the advisor, right? Queen of Cups is counselor. Queen of Swords is the advisor, right? So some of you guys need to be writing more and expressing your feelings through the written word. Because it'll keep you from doing the Queen of Swords debilitated reverse thing of going smooth, clean the fuck off on people because you're frustrated, right? Writing things down before you say them allows you to say it in a way that is more eloquent, or also sometimes realize once you get it out through writing that it really ain't even that deep, right? But it's in the holding it in and the not expressing that it turns into bitterness in the body, right? And that bitterness in the body can literally lead to nerve issues over time, right? Those are the kind of health issues the Queen of Swords, King of Swords deal with. Migraines, nervousness, anxiety, literal nerve ticks and shit, right? So get it out. Get it out of your body. I'm going to say something, and I know some of you guys aren't going to want to hear this, but it's been coming up a lot lately, and it makes sense with us being in this first month of spring. A lot of you all feel dissatisfied, and you feel depressed, and you feel like you don't have enough. And the reason why you feel that way is because you don't fucking give shit. So, for the sake of your health, give things away. This is a great time to declutter and to purge. You got clothes and shit in your closet that you can't fit. And even if you were able to get down a couple sizes and squeeze your butt back into it, that shit is it's tacky. It is it's out of date. Give it away to somebody, right? Volunteer at a soup kitchen. Give your time away. Some of you have skill sets that other people really, really need and that you take for granted. Give your time away. But a lot of the stagnation you may be feeling in your life and the kind of dull energy and dissatisfaction can be released through giving. Give some charity. It's not a time to be so concerned with what you're getting from other people. Give something. Show up for other people. Pour into other people. And that'll also break up a lot of the stagnant energy you deal with. King of Cups. A lot of you guys, and here's the thing. We talked about the Queen of Swords. When she is in her alignment, she's very wise, amazing counsel and advisor. But when she is embittered, when she is in reversal, she's really bitter, hyperfixating on the past, doesn't want to take any risks, right? But when we can get to a space of compassion, we avoid that embitterness. Now I understand why journaling was coming up. Some of you all have it way better than you think you do. Some of you guys have it way better than you think you do. God has blessed you tremendously and you have it way better than you think you do. But the reason why you don't think you have it good is because you're not writing, you're not purging, you're not journaling, you're not taking inventory of how far you've come. What makes King of Cups the compassionate leader? He's been through the fire. He's had some struggles. He understands what he's had to go through and what he's had to recover from. And because of that, it makes him a compassionate leader towards other people, including himself, right? So again, meditation, journaling, they are not the most sexy parts of being a spiritual person, but they are the most necessary because they allow you to understand your journey of spiritual maturation. If you are on my Patreon next week on the 29th, we will be having a class about the difference between emotional intelligence and emotional maturation. And when we are emotionally or spiritually immature, We are wrapped in false time cycles, right? You are wrapped up in things that did not work out for you 10 years ago. And you're not aware of the 10 years of progress and success and trial and tribulation that you have survived, but not only survived, thrived and conquered. So of course you have a hard time being nice to you. Of course you have a hard time being nice to other people, because all you're doing is beating yourself up emotionally about the mistakes. Take this week to talk to you and look at how far you've come. It'll help you not only be more nice to you, more compassionate to you, but it'll help you understand just how much you have to give to other people. Because here's the thing. A miserly bitch is an insecure bitch, okay? A greedy bitch is an insecure bitch. Is it even possible to be greedy and being your king of wands? There's nothing charismatic about somebody who is in deficit mentality. There is nothing confident and sexy and captivating about somebody who is deeply greedy and feels like they always have to take from somebody else. Nothing sexy about that. Nobody wants to see a person like that win. If all you're doing is whining about what you don't have, and you're so wrapped up in the spirit of comparison that you can't understand how blessed you are, then you're not in your King of Wands. King of Wands, ain't nobody gonna tell you all the badass shit that they have done and survived quicker than a King of Wands. Believe in you. Now, you're probably wondering, why is this coming up in a health reading? Because your lack of belief in self is turning into embitterness that is fucking with your emotions and bringing you off of your path, right? Here's something. Some of you guys are afraid to believe in yourselves. Some of you guys are afraid to take inventory of how far you've come because of the amount of responsibility that comes with, right? Here's the thing. Do it anyway and do it scared. Do it anyway and do it scared. You have to be willing to stand in your power. And power comes with responsibility, right? It's no coincidence that this Six of Pentacles is over the Strength card. Strength card is very much about being able to conquer things even when they freak you out. Some of you guys don't want to give charity because you're so busy counting your pennies and thinking about the times where you didn't have, that even now when you are blessed with excess, you are fearful of losing. Here, do it anyway. Be generous anyway. Give anyway. Show up for other people anyway. You have too many blessings to not do this. So to summarize the health reading for this week, it's really important that you guys think about your routines. Not just in terms of how much you move your body, but how much you sit with yourself. How much you allow your thoughts to be released through meditation and journaling, because you are holding on to old understandings of yourself and not allowing yourself to really stand in how far you've come. And because of that, you are moving with a very miserly energy. And that miserly energy comes from a lack of emotional protection. Give yourself that emotional protection through the King of Cups energy, and a lack of confidence. Believe that anything you release, you're going to receive back tenfold. Okay? That is the health reading for the week. Let's look at money and finances. Ancestors, angels, ascended master spirits to walk with me. My elevated ancestors. What wisdom does the collective need at this time about money, wealth, and expansion during the week of April 21st through the 28th? What can you tell us about our relationship with money and wealth and prosperity over these next 7 days? What can you tell us about the habits that we need to embody or release to align ourselves with the energy of money? What false beliefs do we need to release so that we don't block financial blessings? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. The few rounds of Rich Spirit we had to donate, I swear, those rounds, the blessing poured. In fact, you know what? I thought about that with the last round, and I think that I really need to bring that back, because I think that you're absolutely right. It does make things pour in more quickly for people when you're willing to give. Spirit is willing to give to you, right? And I think that it also makes people aware of just how much they actually have. So that is something that I'm going to consider bringing back in future rounds, Bertal. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, so it's interesting how this same message, similar messages keep coming up in all the spreads, and this means that there's alignment happening. Very first card, gratitude. Gratitude keeps the wish fulfillment, right? The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more the spirits know of what to fill your cup with. But the gratitude, hi Sanidra, good to see you. The gratitude of the Nine of Cups is one of somebody having come really, really far, right? What did I just say in the last spread? You need to understand how far you've come. And so some of you guys, it may feel corny, but you guys need to start keeping gratitude lists, right? You need to start showing appreciation for the things you have, right? So, and I'm saying it just because Spirit has put it on my heart. Some of you guys, it's even down to your mobility. Express gratitude for the fact that you can move in certain ways, right? But express gratitude for the things you have. You still, even though there's all adults watching, a lot of you guys still don't have confidence or belief in the power of your tongue, right? You've surrounded yourself with some powerful teachers and mentors, but you don't believe in your own tongue as much as you believe in theirs. So this needs to be something that you really practice this week. Stop calling yourself broke. Stop saying you don't have enough. Tell yourself that what you need is coming. Be very deliberate about how you wield your sword, how you speak things into life. Because what do we know about the sword? It can harm or it can heal. Are you using your words to heal your relationship with money? Or are you using your words to bring more embitterness to your finances? I'm going to scream. Sorry. Are you bringing more embitterness into your finances? Are you bringing more lack into your finances? Really, really think about your relationship with how you speak about money this week. Because if what you want is to create more opportunities for expansion in your life and to create community that has shared goals that you can be equally successful with, right? Three of Pentacles is very much a lift as we climb kind of energy. If that's what you want in your life, you're not going to get it by speaking lack and doubt, right? Communities that thrive really don't want to invite people who think that efforts are not worth anything or who are going to shut down an idea before it even has legs, right? So you have to start speaking like a person who is on the path to having the things that you want. From there, you will see a lot open up. The world will give a lot to you, okay? Charity will come into your life very, very easily. There are people that do the work that you do that really, really want to pour into somebody, right? They've come a long way. They made a lot of progress. And because of that progress, they are really looking to pour back into other people because they understand that steel sharpens steel. And they understand that they weren't able to make it to certain places if people didn't pour into them. So this is about you learning how to do that as well. Hold on one second. Somebody is knocking at my door. I'll be right back. I'm very sorry about that, you all. I thank you for still being here. My sincerest apologies. Let's go ahead and get back into the reading. Thankfully, I remember where I left off, okay? But it's important that you stop speaking deficit over your finances. Some of you guys speak very, very negatively about your money, about what you have. You're way too wrapped up in the spirit of comparison. And because of that, you are not seeing your money. It's not even that you don't have it. It's just it's not going as far as you need it to go. It's not doing the things you need it to do. And you're also creating a lot of dead roads for yourself because, again, if what you want is to call in opportunity for expansion and community that you can grow with, that you can work with, people who are on that road don't want to be around people who are constantly talking and speaking deficit into their efforts, okay? So you will see it's not going to happen instantly. So I'm not saying that if you do it this week, by the end of the week, you'll have offers. But if you can teach yourself, use your time this week to teach yourself how to speak differently about your money. In the immediate future, in the near future, yes, you will see more opportunity flow in. You will see more people being willing to pour into you and help you out, right? People are a lot more likely to help people who have positive attitudes than they are people who are moving from deficit and who are moving from lack mentality. So just be mindful of that this week. It's really important. Another thing is that once you change the way you speak about your money, you will see more opportunities for how to make it increase, right? For how to get certain things off the ground, for how to manifest certain opportunities for yourself. We end with the Hermit card. Hermit, and I always say this is not physical isolation, but some of you guys need to spend a little time by yourself so that you can pull yourself out of the spirit of comparison. Comparison is coming up a lot in this financial reading. A huge part of the reason why some of you guys are having a hard time, again, 9 of Cups, being grateful for what you have, is because you are comparing yourself to other people way, way, way too much. So the Hermit is coming along to say, no, talk to you, connect to Ori, speak with yourself, speak with your highest self, so that way you understand what you are supposed to be doing. A huge part of the reason why some of you guys have a hard time with wealth accumulation or with money is because, again, going back to this Page of Pentacles, you're saying the shit that you're used to other people hearing, or you're saying, right? So if you're around somebody and they themselves are not a millionaire, but they're saying people aren't financially successful until they become a millionaire, and then you repeat that goofy shit over and over again, what do you think is happening? You're creating deficit in your life, right? So Hermit is coming up to make you even question, do you want to be a millionaire? Is that even what you want? You think that you aren't successful unless you own a 4 or 5 bedroom house. Do you even want a house? You may be fine with just, a small 2 bedroom something, if you even want to be a homeowner. You may want to own property, just not the house you live in, right? It may be more to your benefit to own the shop or the space that you do your business in, right? But if you are wrapped up in a spirit of comparison, you're not even going to know what wealth and productivity looks like for you. So really give yourself permission this week to sit with yourself and figure out what you even want or need. Because again, if you're walking around just repeating what you hear other people say, there's no telling what kind of deficits you're creating in your life because you're trying to go after things that aren't even for you. Okay? That's the money reading for this week. We'll wrap up with love. I'm sorry about having to pause for as long as I did. I really hope that some of you all come back into the room because we did lose a couple people. Really, really, I don't even want to explain what just happened right now, but I'm really, really pissed. But we're going to get this reading done because I want to focus on this for you all. So we're going to wrap up with love for the week. Bertal, what are you saying phew to? What's that for? Give me a little context. Speak to me. I need y'all to talk to me so I can pull myself out of being angry about what just happened. But what stood out for you, Bertal? Share a little bit more. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits, ancestors. What wisdom does the collective need at this time about love and romance? What lessons, blessings, experiences, challenges even will they experience as it relates to love and matters of the heart over the next 7 days or so? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environment that will allow us to have the experiences of love that we want to have? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Oh, people are always comparing and counting other people's money. There's so much I could say about people counting other people's money. If there's so much I could say about the people that come into my life to spy on me just to walk back and go and talk about what they think I do and don't have to other people that don't have access to me anymore. Pocket watching is at an all-time high. And pocket watching will put you in some spiritual deficits that fuck your money up. And for whatever reason, people refuse to understand that. All the time you sit around counting somebody else's wallet, counting somebody else's purse, that's time that you can be spending, calling in something for yourself or earning something for yourself. It's a really ugly habit. It's a really, really ugly habit. And not only is it a spiritually debilitating habit, it's just ugly. Nobody wants to be around that. Nobody wants to be around somebody that's always judging people by what they do and don't have. Especially when in reality, those people who do that themselves ain't got shit. I love that I was about to say not a single pentacle, only one pentacle card. Bertal, you priestess, you. We got to mind our business. We got to mind our business when it comes to our finances. And we got to mind our business for two reasons. It's one, I just said it, and I didn't even know that this was the card that was going to come up. We don't know how to protect ourselves when we are focused on everybody else, right? You don't know what your needs are and what you have to go after if you're busy staring at and worrying about everybody else. So the Knight of Pentacles comes up to remind us, take inventory of what you have. Keep your purse clean and protected. Look over what belongs to you. Mind your business. Get your savings in order. Make a plan. Do you even know where your important paperwork is? Those are all things that the Knight of Pentacles asks us. Mind your business and don't count on what anyone else has. Preach, Batal. So this is a week where you got to mind your business and take inventory of you and what you have. Again, that Hermit card, mind your business. Are you even aware of what you have? Are you grateful for what you have? How do you know what more you should be going after if you don't even know what you already have, right? I told you guys before, I was walking around complaining and feeling like I wasn't making enough and I was so wrapped up in the energy of doing that it wasn't until, and this was 2 years ago, it wasn't until tax season rolled around and I looked and I saw that I had actually exceeded the amount of money that I said was my goal, my dream goal at that time. It's changed since then, right? But again, I was so wrapped up in the spirit of comparison. I had a false elder in my ear telling me that what I was doing wasn't good enough. I just had a lot going on around me that was making it so that I couldn't see how well I was doing. And low-key people around me were invested in me not being able to see how well I was doing, right? So again, this is another reason why you got to not only mind your own business, but protect yourself. What do I always say about the Knight of Pentacles? Sniper, hunter. Understand your landscape. Protect your landscape. Protect your business. Some of you guys, again, not only are you not doing bad financially, but you are so woe is me about your finances that you overspeak and you over fucking share. Stop. Leave that habit in the past. Some of you guys have really bad manners and habits when it comes. This was supposed to be a love reading. And it ended up being a money reading. So I'm going to finish this up and then I'm going to do the love reading as well. But we talked about money twice for a reason, right? Walk away from this habit of oversharing about your finances, because you don't know who you make yourself prey to when you do that. So be very, very careful, okay? Queen of Swords. You're holding a lot of bitterness about what you think you don't have. And that's another part of the reason why that taking inventory is important, because you have more than you think you do. And a lot of the frustration you have about your current situation is based on a situation from the past, not where you really are, right? This will open up your confidence so that you can go after the things you want. And it will also allow you to rest easy at night. Stop worrying about money. Stop worrying about money. If you need to write a special prayer to ease your anxieties about finances before you go to bed, do it. But give yourself permission to do that, okay? I'm actually going to switch decks and do the love reading. I'm still pissed that I got interrupted. I'm so fucking angry. So fucking mad. Ancestors, angels, master spirits, walk with me. Elevated ancestors with wisdom. There's a collective need about love, romance, and matters of the heart as we go into the week of April 21st through the 28th. Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and the way we love? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Mind your vices this week. Mind your vices. You have everything you need. And you also, not just only do you have everything you need material at this moment, but you have the connections and the favor to call in anything you may not have at this moment, right? Queen of Pentacles, very, very worthy, capable energy. Really, really good at not only taking care of the resources she has, but using the favor that she naturally garners to bring more resources. So you have this already, right? But if you are not careful and you allow your emotional triggers to run you, you can waste a lot of money this week. So just be really, really careful. You can waste a ton of money escaping through your vices. So be very, very careful, okay? Why is this coming up in a love reading? The better you take care of yourself, the better you take care of your things. So this is the second time I pulled on love. Spirit is still talking about money. Typically when shit like this happens, it happens for a reason, okay? The heart chakra controls not just your love and your ability to receive, but when the heart chakra is fucked up, finances are fucked up as well, right? And so a lot of the escapism that you guys use love for, when you can't use love or sex in particular as a form of self-soothing, you do it with your money. So be careful. Whether you're escaping through shopping or you're escaping through fucking, it needs to stop, because there are bigger things about how well you take care of yourself and how you relate to people that really, really need to be examined, right? And here's the thing about Queen of Swords. I talk about her in bitterness a lot, but she holds grudges. So some of you guys are doing a lot of this vice-based escapism because you feel like you're making up for something from the past, right? You may have been a late bloomer and niggas may not have been seeing it for you when you were in your late teens, early 20s. So now that your body's popping, you out here, spreading it low and wide for anybody to look at you, right? You may have not had a lot of money at one point. and you feel like you got to prove to everybody that you have a ton of money. When we don't deal with the things that bring us pain, they manifest through our vices in a way that's really, really fucked up. And so this is coming up because the same things that are impacting your money are impacting your love life. And rather than repeating the same mistakes and being wrapped up in a nightmare energy, it's really important that you understand that you have the world at your feet, right? A lot of you all can have the experiences of love that you really, really want to have, but you have to not be rooted in your pain right now. You have to not be moving off of autopilot and relying on your vices to bring you pleasure and to fill the hole. You have to be open to the exploration of this new chapter and what lies ahead of you, right? So we end with the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is a new beginning and a new opportunity to do different, right? So when it comes to love, when it comes to relationship, the same rejuvenation you need around your finances is the same rejuvenation you need around romance. And it's one in which you are not using it as a form of escapism, okay? That's one of the things that makes Queen of Pentacles so dope, and that's why people love her. Yes, she has a lot of favor and association, but people don't feel used by her. Even when she low-key is using people, they still don't feel used by her. Very Virgo energy, right? What do I mean by that? People know that she's doing things because she's coming from a rooted place. She takes good care of herself. She takes good care of her body. She's meeting her own needs first. So even if she incorporates other people into her forward progress or even into her pleasure, it's because she wants them there, not because she's trying to get over on them. We can get over on people when we're using them as vices. When we're just using somebody for sex or to fill up the time or as a form of escapism, when we are using them to make us feel pretty because we don't feel pretty, that breaks relationships. Not only does it break relationship with other people, it can break the relationship we have with ourselves, right? So the message here is to make sure that you're treating yourself really, really good so that way you're not using people, you're not using sex, you're not using your money, you're not using other things as a form of escapism and vice so that you're not dealing with yourself, okay? That is the end of the reading. We've gone through all of the spreads for this week. Again, I want to apologize for the interruption, the very unnecessary and non-urgent interruption. I'm going to go ahead and take a couple questions from the audience now. My Cash App as well as my PayPal are both scrolling below. So if you want to give a love offering just to show your appreciation for the reading, for my time here tonight, feel free. I'm not trying to guilt anybody, but my birthday is a couple days away. So if you want to be a little generous tonight, I'm open to it. And I thank you in advance. But if you have any questions, go ahead and type them out in the comments section so that way I can go ahead and take your questions. As you're doing that, I will update you on the things that I'm working on right now. We've pushed back the date for Healing Hearts. It was supposed to start May 1st, but we're going to start at May 15th. In the coming week or so, me and Manze Grand PA will also be going live here on this channel to talk to you guys a little bit more in detail about the program, what it is, and also just give you a little insight into why forgiveness is important on your spiritual journey. I'm going to be real with you as a Taurus and somebody who lives on fuck that, I'm out. Forgiveness is something that I struggle with. And it's not the way you think. I actually don't have a hard time forgiving. I have a hard time knowing who to forgive, right? And so we're all going to learn together through this program. It's a beautiful program that she put together for us that brings a lot of transformation. And I'm really excited. It's a 30-day program. If you know that you are holding resentments and those resentments are causing blockages in your life, please consider joining us for this 30-day program, May 15th through June 14th. The link is below. In honor of Taurus season, which is the best season on earth, I am offering discounts on my website. If you use the code Taurus At checkout, when you go to soleilconjureshop.com to purchase your readings, to purchase your classes, to purchase your spiritual services, you will receive 25% off of any order over $60. So you have the next 2.5 weeks or so to use the code Taurus and to get additional savings, okay? What else? Charm School. So we will be reopening interviews for Charm School May 1st. So if you know you want mentorship, you want spiritual guidance and training, or you just want some support and coaching along your spiritual journey, consider joining us in Charm School. Again, join the link below. And once we start the interview process, we will get you scheduled. We will get you taken care of. I love my girls. I love my program. 10/10 recommend. So consider joining us as we continue to explore and learn things this summer. Mambo, I invited someone to your reading. She has never had one. Can you do a general reading for her? Her name is Claudette. Yeah, Claudette. Now, thank you for letting me know she's here. Claudette, I need some participation, baby. So if you can just go ahead and at least hit those scale emojis so that I know you're here. Claudette, hit the scales, and when it's your time, or when you hit the scales, I'll go ahead and do a general reading for you. Okay, Claudette? But I'm going to start with someone else first. And then once I see your scales, Claudette, I'm happy to give you a general reading, okay? Let's see. I even notice how I use music, not only social media. Yeah, we can use anything as a distraction. Guide beyond financial business development. What can I do in love? Is it a rekindle? Okay, I got you, Guide Beyond. Let's see. Oh, that's you, Claudette? Claudette, are you Guide Beyond? Claudette, let me know if that's you. Oh, that's Shauna. Okay, I got you, Shauna. I'll do you first, and then I'll do Claudette after you. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits walk with me. What does Shauna need to know about her love? Is it a situation that can be rekindled? If so, what does the rekindling look like? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Tracy said, let me help her. Thank you so much, my zone. You know what, my zone? If she can't figure it out, I'll go ahead and be kind and I'll do it for her, okay? It absolutely can be rekindled. It can be rekindled. But both of you guys have to approach the situation with compassion, right? I think there's something going on where both of y'all been together for a while. And there's a lack of compassion that sometimes we can give to the people who've been around us the longest, right? This is why best friends fall out. Because sometimes the person that's closest to you, you can treat them the shittiest, right? I'm not going to bring up that situation, but I've had this happen where I've been deeply loyal to people and they've just treated me like complete shit. They've gone off on me. And in their mind, I'm supposed to deal with it because I'm their ride or die. It's fucked up and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you say it aloud, but it is a lot about how people work, right? So if you guys can work on giving one another the kind of compassion you want to receive, it can bring you to a place of reconciliation, right? Of mutual celebration, of being able to be proud of and pour into one another, okay? And here's another thing. Cancer energy, goddamn it, if you want it, you're going to have it, right? The Chariot is about being committed to a goal, committed to the success of a goal, even when life pulls you in opposite directions. And there's nothing more true about that than a relationship. A relationship is a decision. So if you are committed to it working out, then it will work out. But you have to be deeply committed to it working out, even when it feels like life is pulling you apart, right? But the long and the short of it, with the King of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Chariot, I do see potential for reconciliation. You guys just got to figure out a way to, I wouldn't say put yourselves in the other person's shoes, but just really extend compassion to one another. Okay. I hope that was helpful for you, Shauna. I hope that resonated. Let's see. Nero, do you do individual love readings? I vaguely remember you saying you don't care for doing them anymore. I hate love readings, but I do. I do them. So if people come here and they have a love relationship question, I'm really happy to answer it. If people want to purchase a love reading from me, I give one-on-one love and romance readings on my website, soleilconjureshop.com. Now will be a great time to book with me with the Taurus season discount. You can use the code Taurus at checkout to get an additional 25% off of a reading. But yeah, I do them. I hate doing them because even when you tell it, the two areas of life where people are the most hard-headed, money and love. What do people want the most in life? Money and love, right? And I've noticed that when people are dead set on wanting to be right about love, they don't give a fuck about what spirits say. So there have been times where I've done bomb-ass love readings and people have gone and done the exact opposite of what I said, and then they come back to me 2-3 months later crying and wanting me to do spell work. Just listen, right? So it's not that I have love, I have an issue with what people do with love readings. All of that is to say that if you want to book with me, feel free. Feel free. It's okay, Tracy. I got caught at. I'll go ahead and give her general reading. It's okay. And tell her I'm grateful for her presence here. I'm grateful that she's here. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What does Claudette need to know? What general wisdom do her spirits need from her at this time? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. What do they want her to know? What do her ancestors want to pour into her? Yeah, you are another one of those people that are really, really, hold on a second. I'm going to fucking scream. All right, Miss Claudette. So you have a lot of spiritual confusion. And a lot of this has to do with you. So, Mazon, can you ask her if she deals with bouts of depression? Ask her if she deals with depression. Because I'm seeing somebody who deals with a lot of confusion because they hyperfixate on the past. There are things about the past, particularly the loss of some sort of man in their life. This could be romantic or it could be a child. But we have the 7 of Cups, right? And it's like choice paralysis, but because the emotional filter you read onto situations makes it really, really hard for you to see them clearly for what they are, right? And then the 5 of Cups is literally the card of depression. It's crying over spilled milk. It's an inability to move beyond your past, right? We then have the Knight of Cups, but it's in reverse, which shows me that there's the loss of some sort of, there was a man who was pouring into you in some sort of way in your life, and they're not here anymore. They're either not here anymore or they're not themselves anymore. So they switched up on you, right? And you got to really allow yourself to heal from that, so that you can see your present moment, so that you can see things clearly. That's what I'm seeing in your general reading. We really got to work on you being in your present instead of wrapped up in the past, because it's really impacting your ability to see things clearly in your present moment. I I would definitely be happy to do a reading for you one-on-one a little bit further to give you like some prescriptive wisdom around this. I really don't want, I try not to give, when it comes to people that are dealing with like depression and anxiety, I really try not to give prescriptive wisdom here in these readings because, how do I say this? These prescriptions are not one size fits all. And there's always going to be somebody who watches these replays and tries to do that shit on themselves. And I don't want that to happen. So if you want to talk more about this one-on-one individually, I'm happy to do that. Okay. Let's see. Bertal said, why pay for a reading if you're not going to listen and take the feedback and work? Baby, Bertal, I wish I had an answer for that. It would save me a lot of frustration. You would not believe how many people book readings with me to argue with spirit, only to turn around and call me back or email me and be like, oh my God, that thing you warned me about happened. Funny how that works out. Sylvia has a question. She says, I've been feeling a shift that has been confirmed through dreams, experiences, and divination to look for a better job. Is this time the right time to take the steps to look for something better? Okay. Sisters, angels, and master spirits walk with me. Should Sylvia be looking for another job? Is this the right time for her to take this leap? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'm going to do one more after Sylvia, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap up because apparently I'm not going to be allowed to have my night to myself. Men get on my fucking nerves. That's all I'm going to say about what I'm going through right now. All I'm going to say. Y'all lucky y'all necessities, because I swear to God. My patience. Yeah, girl. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you got to be deliberate when you do this. You have to make sure that you are moving from a place of emotional confidence. Okay? Because any doubt that you have is going to make you waver. But here's the thing. Not only is your skill set not being appreciated where you are, it's emotionally draining on you. Like going to your job, dealing with your job daily or, every couple of days, however often you work, really draining you. And it's draining you in a way where there's no possibility for you to have reciprocation, for you to get your cup filled. So yeah, girl, go after what you want. Go after what you deserve. It'll work out in your favor as long as you believe it. This is absolutely the perfect time for you to be leaving this funky ass job. Go ahead. That's me, big baby. Oh, hi, Claudette. Oh, you figured it out. So, Claudette, did it work for you? Not did it work for you, but did it resonate with you? Did the reading that I gave you resonate with you? Let me know if it resonated with you. I hope it did. I will do one more question, and then I'm going to go ahead and duck out for the night. Let's see. I feel like there was another question. Okay, yeah, there was. Siobhan, I'll do two because JL asked a question. I don't like to leave JL hanging. That's my baby. Is it a good idea to go ahead and book the trips I've planned this year? I hope so. I'm all about taking a flight. Siobhan, we all deserve vacations. Let's see. Yes, sisters, angels, ascended master spirits will walk with me. Is it a good time for Siobhan to book the flights for her trips that she has planned? If it is, please let us know why. If not, please let us know why not. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Wait until May. Wait until May. I would say wait until like after the 15th or the 20th of May. There's a little bit more planning that needs to be done for your trips. You really want to go. I feel that energy and you are really, really excited. But use your excitement to do further planning, right? If you try to jump too quickly, you will create some sort of conflict for yourself. And it'll be a petty, like bullshit ass conflict, right? Like you'll book dates and then last minute your job won't want to give you the time off. Or you'll book dates thinking that around somebody else's schedule that you're traveling with and they'll back out last minute, right? So waiting until mid-May will give you a little bit more flexibility to make sure that you're avoiding any kind of petty disruptions. And you'll be able to focus on not only accessing your money in the best way so that you get the best deals, but you're going to have an amazing time and it's going to result in memories that you get to pass down to other people for like generations, right? The travel you're about to do is about to be lit as fuck and you're about to create a lot of memories, but don't rush into it. So I would say if you can hold off until mid-May, then go ahead and do so, all right? Okay. JL, we're going to finish up with JL and then I'm out for the night. Okay. What does Spirit recommend that I do concerning the relationship with my father? Okay, JL, we got you. Ancestors, angels, masters, spirits, ancestors. What wisdom does JL need about the relationship with her father? How should she approach this situation? What wisdom do her spirits want her to hold at this time? What guidance do they have to give her? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. So this is an interesting collection of cards. King of Cups, compassionate leader, right? I've talked a lot tonight about the compassion of the King of Cups because we're in a season right now of people either being very, very hard on themselves or running from their reflection, right? I feel like I've talked so much about the complications that arise when Mars is in Leo while Venus is in Pisces today. So I'm not going to go off on that tangent again. But what I will say is that sometimes lack of compassion can show up like taking responsibility for shit we're not responsible for, right? And so the way that you, through reparenting, refather yourself is by not taking on more than you are responsible for, right? Allowing the proper delegation of tasks. And when you are an adult, you have to start seeing your parents like part of your community. And this is not something that we are taught to do. And it's really hard, right? But right now, you got to see your dad like part of your community. And here's the thing. If you saw your dad like part of your community, it would be easier for you to delegate things back to him that he is responsible for, right? You still do a lot of blaming in that relationship. And you take on blame and responsibility for things that are not yours. So what Spirit recommends you do at this particular time is really work on your relationship to self-compassion. So that way you can even see clearly what you need to work on as a daughter and what he's responsible for working on as a father. Because right now there's a little bit of confusion with that for you. So they would rather you think about, okay, if things were dope between you and your father, what would that look like in terms of healthy community? And what is the way that we can get to that where he's owning his stuff and I'm owning mine instead of just taking everything on my shoulders and letting you weigh me down. I hope that was helpful. Love you all. Please have a good night. I'm going to go calm my nerves. I'm going to exercise my throat chakra and get some cussing out. Because you guys have been with me for a while. I've never had to pause my reading for that long and that many times. So people need to hear about why that is fucked up and unacceptable. So I'm going to go again, exercise my throat chakra by speaking my truth, and then exercise my heart chakra by releasing resentment so it doesn't stay. And I know that my spirits are in alignment with that, because y'all see how much lighter and brighter my room got naturally while I was saying this. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go do. Love you all. Take care. Thank you. Sylvia said, have a good night and have a good birthday. I have planned to have the happiest of birthdays. My birthday is not today, but those of you who've known me for a while know that I celebrate my birthday April 20th, because April 20th through the 27th. So I basically take the whole week. So I am planning to do exactly that. Sylvia, thank you so much. Love you all. Have a great night. Do not forget to sign up for Healing Hearts, the Forgiveness 30-day program. Do not forget, if you want to book a reading one-on-one with me or purchase any classes, that you can get 25% off of any order over $60 at soleilconjureshop.com. Love you all. I plan to see you all next week and tell you about all the amazing things that I've done to celebrate my birthday and celebrate myself. Love you. Take care. Have a great night.